And welcome to the Big T Show. I was just double checking the sound there because I'm a big boomer and people tell me about the sound. And then I touched the knobs last week like I knew what I was doing. You know, like the first time trying to turn on a girl with the clit. You don't know what you're doing. You're just poking around, grabbing. And, I messed the sound up. And I had Oleg, Cutler, and Farhan in studio getting wild. And their mic sounded great and my mic sounded horrendous, but I'm gonna get to the bottom of that. I'm gonna learn more new things, especially the sound and that aspect. Especially if you're gonna wing it and do it by yourself. Like shout out to Reese. Reese still wanted to come on and be a part of it, but it's tough. It's tough. Sometimes I'm just on a whim. Just I need to just do it, and you can't have just people at your beck and call when you're an up and coming open micer or whatever the fuck I am. But it's Sunday. I'm trying to squeeze this in before football is probably going to start. I'm such a fucking degenerate that I got. Yeah, I like to do first half. That's like 24 or half hour, 24 minutes, depending on what you're betting on football, basketball, college. I need instant results right away, first half. And the big tits, big picks of the week. We'll get to that. We started off minus 2,000 for the year. I ain't scared. I ain't never scared. I'm not worried. We got some picks this week, and if you can hear the sounds in the background, I got the windows open. It's fall, Rockaway. All my plants are dying, the corn's on. You hear the rustling, the trees, and we're just winding down a super busy September. Really, like for me, it was really, really busy. Started off, we ended August, early September, Mark Norman and fucking the Sugar Bowl. Shout out to Ryan Reese, blessed to be on a show with Jeff Ross, and then hosting for the Fifth Borough Comedy Festival. And just we had an awesome show last week. One of my friends showed up. I was so busy last week. He showed me, he got me a bong, but then I checked it out. And listen, comic book fan or not, this is just this is just awesome. Batman, the Joker. It's fucking like it's not glass, so I can be able to drop it or whatever. But I just have good friends. A lot of people showed up. Shout out to the Fifth Borough, all the boys and girls out there that helped, that let us in Rockaway host another show for you this year on the roof. We tried supporting local. People didn't want to get on board with it, so I take things into my own fucking hands like I always do. Listen, for a nice small little roof, we packed it like a comedy club. The comics crushed. Shout out to Archangel's Pizza. We had them on the other side. Fire has it. I have plenty of fireman friends here, so we could have just pissed it out, put it out, whatever we need to do. Slinging pizzas. It was a fucking awesome night on the roof. Just fucking comedy, weed, edibles. Just shout out to my neighbors for being understanding and coming out and supporting. Also, I really, man, the support I receive is like none other. I'm so appreciative of it. And recently the content I've been putting out about fuck the vaccine, let these people die, unpopular opinions, but it's an opinion, and it, it makes sense to me. Less people, less traffic, Then I have Farhan on last week talking about a German girl shitting on his chest. Oh, that's disgusting. I don't want to hear about it. Well, that's their culture. They like shitting on people's chests. Like, who are you to fucking judge them, And like, I understand some of the content I put out. It's hard. It's hard to get on board with. If you have a family, a good job, or this. But like, some of the things I post are funny, and it's getting views, but it's not getting likes, or it should be seen more. And this shit gets buried, man, because it has weed in the fucking thing. Like, I'm not trying to sell weed. I'm cooking shit with my mom. Other comedians were laughing. You know what I mean? Like, in this shitty world, great world, but shitty. I'm just trying to be a beacon of hope and light that there's still loose, fucking trying to be funny motherfuckers, not giving a fuck. Like, yeah, if shit ever takes off and I'm demonetized or not making money, like I'm just gonna keep hustling and grinding and just keep fueling what makes me happy, doing comedy, doing this, the cooking show. Like, if fast forward 20 years, I'm still in the same spot, man. I medicate shit with my mom. I have my friends talking in here. I give gambling picks. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, doesn't matter. Let's say 15 people see it. Who cares? I love it. I was at a show recently where they didn't tell you I was the last comic, and people started leaving an outdoor show. I went up there. I was like, fuck, I don't give a fuck. I'm not going to be one of these comics like, well, hand on the mic, like, wow, 3 people. Wah, wah. Motherfucker, you couldn't excite fucking 3 people. How you going to excite 3,000, 300,000, whatever the fucking number is? I went up there and fucking rocked and rolled for 3 or 4 people, bunch of comics, and some host stupid bitch that didn't say, hey, this is the last comic coming up, you dumb fuck. But you know what? When I got off the stage, the lady, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know, like Trinidadian or some shit, had tears in her eyes. You know what I mean? And like, saying like, yo, thank you. That was like, yo, I swear to God, I kept thinking about it because she had like tears in her eyes. She's like, yo, each stroke got better and better. Yeah, because I don't give a fuck who's out there. I've been doing this my whole life at after hours, in school, at lunch tables. So like, yeah, I'm not afraid of a big crowd, but a small crowd, you know, make people laugh, man. Make people fucking laugh. And that's all I want to do. I just want to entertain. And like, I had a Comic-Con recently. You know, I love the place I live. You know what I mean? I have like 20-foot ceilings, outdoor space. You know, I always say the life I live is priceless. And he's like, yo, man, like, why do you even do comedy? You made it. I'm like, nah, man, I didn't make it. Like, this is just the first step. You know what I mean? Like, I do that comedy shit for free. You know what I mean? Like, I love it so much. I love making people laugh. I love the people that do comment on my posts, that do like my posts, that I do strike a chord with people, and I have the same people laughing and supporting. And it ain't fake. They're really laughing. It's funny, stupid shit, man. I'm honest. I'm humble, but I'm honest with this shit. I feel it's funny. It's stupid. You know what I mean? Like, this world's serious. Vaccine, fucking cancer, this, the pollution. Like, who needs all that negative shit? Let's go fucking be silly. We only got one chance at this motherfucker. Let's laugh. Oh, there's a black feather. The feather's black. That's why I pointed. it just scared the shit out of me. I don't know where it came from, but it's windy up here. And it just scared me out to the right of my eye. Sorry for throwing it off there. But I really appreciate it all, man. We had a lot of people come to this show. People come to my shows. People inquire. And I know it's tough. There's a lot of entertainment value out there. But I'm going to continue doing this, man. You know what I mean? Like, it's mind-boggling sometimes, because a video or a clip where I'm not talking about a German girl shitting on my friend's chest, or people should die so there's less traffic. Like, there's other times where it's silly shit between me and my mom or something, like, and the amount of views to likes. People always ask you, like, oh, so how many views you got? How many followers you got? Like, I could set up a stand on the corner, like, hey, free hand job, just sign up for my YouTube page. I wish it was that easy. Not that I would jerk people off, but like, I'd come up with a plan to do. Like, I put up once jokingly. I had these nice jerseys made by Prince Charles. Oh, we're gonna have hats soon tonight. I'm picking them up tonight. New hats. What the fuck was I to say? Oh, the beautiful Raptors throwback jerseys. I was like, hey, if you want one, I give shit back free. Yeah, I know I'm crazy. People like I get supported on different levels and platforms and all over the place. Like, who am I to charge something? Here, people want it. You want something with my face or my logo, something that represents me? You wanna wear it? Fucking hell's yeah! Here, take it. Because if I ever become semi-successful, like all famous comics always talk about merch and bringing stuff on the road and selling it. Like, I'm gonna be bringing boxes of edibles, boxes of fucking shirts. Because if you like my comedy, you like me, why wouldn't you want to eat my edible? You know what I mean? My friends or people in Rockaway, it's not even just my friends, random people on Instagram, like, oh, I want that hat, I need that jersey. It's like, yo, I posted it, they're gone because they're popular. You know what I mean? And it's just my stupid face, and I'm just some shithead from Rockaway. You know what I mean? Just trying to make people laugh and shit, be famous for making people laugh. That's all I want to do. And you know what I mean? Like, if it ever takes off, I have that merch thing, smoking a joint, not passing because I don't pass anymore. You know, eating edible. Like, if you like me and everything I represent, if I ever get a chance to go on the road, why wouldn't you want a hat, buy my edibles? You know what I mean? Like, all cash. I don't care if the fucking tax man's watching this. But I just really appreciate it. But like I said, it'll be like 400 views, 100 likes, which is like 1 in 4. That's good for a public page. Why is it not getting more? You know what I mean? Like, people organically laughing and sharing and and all this other shit that helps with the algorithm. If there wasn't a fucking like foot on the brake of sharing my stuff naturally through Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, or whatever the fuck it is. You know what I mean? Like, like I even did a test where I had a girl, Hebe Skins, Aziza. Sorry, Aziza, if I'm saying it wrong. And I put a little video together. I got this new photo shoot thing, and it was like hashtag woman owned business, and they still buried it for CBD. Like, yo, it's women owned business. What don't you get? You know what I mean? Like, you don't support women, fucking TikTok or Instagram, you fucking jerk offs. Like, it's not weed. You know what I mean? But like, it's mind boggling to try to figure this all out. But know what? The people that do support me, the people that do check me out, do send me messages like that are like mid show. You know what I mean? It's not like they seen the opening credits and then, oh, that was funny opening line. They're like in the show and they message me or I run into people and like it makes it all worthwhile. You know what I mean? Like, listen, I'm not stopping. I'm gonna keep fueling myself. You know what I mean? I'm gonna keep fueling this because I'm having fun. You know, I love doing this. I love talking. You know, I love downstairs. I have people over. We're fucking medicating shit. I'm fucking being a fool. I have a stupid little cap. Not this a big T hat, but like a little beanie. Oh yeah, and the people support. Like, how many T hats I got from people that I meet and like. I started off with one Texas Ranger. My other guy bought me this. The other guy bought a Tennessee hat. It's just big T's, and the people getting me hat, they support me, man. It's like humbling. Like when people have a present for you, like they come through and like they're so happy with you that they want to buy you a fucking present. It's one of the best feelings in the world. And you get on stage, you can fucking do good on stage. It's one of the best feelings in the world. You know what I mean? Like eat edibles. I'm just trying to fucking keep doing my thing and not get caught up in the numbers because people always like it always goes back. How many follows? How many this? Like, yo, how about create good content? You know what I mean? Like, a lot of people are on shows, and I want to be on more shows. I had a busy September, like I said, but like, it's clicky. You know what I mean? Like, if you have a show that you host, if you're funny or not, you know what I mean? Sometimes you're good with venues or you have a venue. And it's just very clicky of throwing other people on with who have shows, so now you can get on their show. And I get it. But whatever happened to being funny? Isn't that what this game's about? Being funny? And like, I'm humble. You know what I mean? But I'm not deaf either. I hear the fucking responses, and I had this stupid bitch ex. She's like, no one does good at open mics. Like, if you're going to work new shit and it just starts clicking, how the fuck is it not doing good, you stupid fuck? You know what I mean? Like, at open mics, like, yeah, like, if you can make other comics laugh, like, why wouldn't you be able to make a room full of people that got a babysitter and came out to drink, to pay 2-drink minimum and eat and have a night out? They want to laugh. That's easy. That's a fucking layup. You know what I mean? Like, go make comics laugh that they're insecure. They just want to look in their notes, tell their jokes, and go home. Make that room laugh. Yeah, but they put clicky and they put other comics on that, yeah, they're sometimes funny, I guess, if you like that shit. But I'm just happy to be here. I had a fucking busy September, a lot of shows, and we ended it. What was that, Friday night with Ryan and Kelly's wedding. Ryan from the Ryan Show, friend of the show, big time friend of me. And it was just an honor being his wedding party. Hampton's Dave, Mr. Cheeks, Matt, all the boys. And it was just an awesome wedding. Character central. And the guest list makes your wedding. You know what I mean? Like, your wife could look good. You could have a nice tux on. That's all. Anyone could do that. Get an all-star team of a guest list. You know what I mean? People really enjoy themselves when there's some characters there. And it was an awesome wedding. And, like, I always think about it. Like I have a bad reputation. Maybe that's why some businesses, when I tried whoring myself out over the summer, these businesses that they don't have an extra Wednesday to toss a comedy night to get people in randomly. I guess everyone's busy in Rockaway 7 days a week. Like, yeah, but maybe my reputation precedes me. Maybe my mom didn't give me everything. Shout out to my mom, but like, you know what I mean? Like, I always had to work hard or work for myself to get something. You know what I mean? So what if I took initiative and did something that people might deem illegal? You know what I mean? The same government that 20 years ago I'm getting arrested for weed is legal now. So, like, how wrong? Like, the same government that you shitheads are believing for this vaccination are the same ones that fucking probably had like slavery legal, all these experiments on people, fucking killing Kennedy. Like, the list goes on. And this is who you get on board with. But I'm a bad person for having initiative and getting a digital scale and not bothering my mom for money. And yeah, was it illegal? I guess to some. But you know what I mean? Like I'm a bad person for that. like I don't know. Like how am I such a bad person? But I'm like approaching double digits on the amount of wedding parties I've been in. Not weddings, wedding parties. You know what I mean? So people think me so highly of me that they put me in their wedding party. That's how much I was important into their life. But other people from afar want to judge me or my reputation preceded me, and I don't give a fuck. I love it, man. You know, I live in the penthouse. You know, I can't hear you from the streets, you fucking losers. I don't know why I'm going on a rant here, but I had an awesome time Friday night, and I just shout out to Ryan and them, and it made me think about the time I had to get married, and I'm looking for my fucking wedding photo. I don't know if fucking Kira threw it away or not. She was sick and tired of looking at my ex-wife and me, but yeah, I was going through a fucked up time. I just got assaulted. I defended myself, and that person, I get arrested because that person fucking got the worst end of it after he assaulted me. So I had to pay fucking $10,000 for criminal. I remember I was working in East New York. My sister calls me up. My mail goes there. My mail still goes there. And like, as she's telling me it, it's like I'm reading. I'm like, hold on, am I getting sued? So I call up the law firm. Like, yeah, $35,000 for the civil part. So when I say I got arrested and cost me over $100,000, that's we're talking 45 from one case, let alone the DUI, other assaults, promoting a drug factory in Connecticut at this girl's school in Hartford. Like the list goes on. Over $100,000 in legal fees. You know what I mean? So I find I'm getting sued $35,000 for the civil. After I had to pay $10,000 for the criminal, and I'm like fucking pissed. No one's getting their packages. I'm just leaving info notice after info notice on the door, taking the packages and fucking launching it at the back of the fucking truck. I was pissed, man. I got assaulted. Now I'm spending almost $50,000 to defend myself and get out of this shit. 10 minutes later, my dad tossed me a bone, or someone from heaven. A guy from work was like, hey, what are you doing? I'm like, I'm fucking working. He's like, oh, what about life? You want to get married? Like, asking me all these weird questions. I'm like, I don't know. Yeah, I guess I want to get married one day. I don't know if I meet the right bitch. And then he's like, oh, do you want to marry my cousin? I was like, oh, one door closes or whatever. Fucking $35,000 for civil. Yeah, toss you a bone. Here's $10,000, kid. We know you got assaulted. Here, take this 10, get married. Try to get back on your fucking feet. And then I got married for money, and it was a wild ride. I fucking the the opening night, the first night I was supposed to consummate my love with her. I was at this party for a close friend at this place called the Catholic Club. Not sure if you have to be Catholic to be a member, but there weren't a lot of Jews walking around. And we're partying, and there's like a little strip mall with a bar right near there, and that's where everyone went. I stood at the bar with the bartender, a couple of other people had bags of Coke, fucking sniffing, partying, fucking like 8, 9 in the morning. We finally leave. Couldn't get no pussy. So I go home. Coke would make you fucking horny as fuck, or make me horny as fuck. So I'd start fucking searching fucking degenerate porn on the TV. Now I'm fucking trying to chase this nut. Shirt, I'm sweating now. Shirt comes off. Boxes. 1 sock, 2 sock. And like I'm just slapping around this fucking limp linguini, just trying to fucking come. And I'm like doing like these Indian burns on my dick, just trying to come. Now it's like noon. You hear the birds chirping, the neighbors are mowing the lawn. And I finally have able to get cum to dribble out of my dick. And I lay down because she's coming over to consummate the love of our marriage in a couple of hours. I wake up. It looked like AIDS and herpes had a kid on my fucking dick, man. And I was like, fuck, man. How do I explain this in broken English with an English-Spanish dictionary that, hey, you know the domestic gross product from your country, Colombia? Yeah, no, we ship it a lot here, and we love it in America. And I was up all night doing coke at the Catholic Club and came home and ripped the skin off my dick because I'm a fucking animal. Like, how do you say that in English, let alone broken English, you know? So she came over. I had a little plan. I was going to make her some pasta, chicken, and spinach. I put on Jay Holiday, Put You to Bed, and she loved that song. She didn't speak English, but she just, that old R&B song, she liked it. And, like, she was getting frisky. My plan was to go in the room, kiss her, get hard, turn around, put a condom on, fuck her, consummate the love of our marriage, and then next time really pound her out once I didn't have this scab from my Indian burn of whacking off to the sun till noon fucking healed right, you know? It didn't work, just like the marriage didn't work. Like, out of control, cokehead, selling it, drinking. Just, she would rather face deportation and ICE than stay with me and, and continue with this marriage. We had a bachelor party, we had a honeymoon. It was awesome. And then like I lost track of her because I had no idea what she was. I didn't care. I was fucking drinking. I got half the money, so I was cool. And I had to deal with my mom saying, "Thomas, who's Sandra Ramirez Farrell?" Like it's such a not Irish or Colombian name, but Sandra Ramirez Farrell. It's classic. And like so, a couple years later, I'm working, and my sister's like, "Thomas, these a woman and a man here in suits, like a white woman and a man in suit." I'm like, fuck. I was still selling coke at the time. My address was going there. Maybe they didn't know where I was. I'm like, that seems like detectives. You know, my mom's house already got raided. I know what these detectives look like. You know, I'm like, fuck. But it wasn't detectives. They gave my sister a business card for the African Committee. It's had something to do with Sandra Ramirez Farrell. So the girl I was banging at the time, we go back, we meet up to fuck that night. I'm bullshit. She was cool, so I'm bullshitting her with the story. She Googles African Committee, and I remember her just handing me the iPad like this, like a stiff arm. Like I read it, it's like African Committee helping people with AIDS, immigrant with AIDS since 1994. Now I'm sitting there with a straight face, like trying not to act like my poker face, like, all right, don't act like you think you have AIDS from reading what the African Committee does for immigrants. I'm like, oh wow, that's strange. Like trying to hold a straight face. She didn't fuck me that. Granted, I might have AIDS. You know who knows? So the next day on the way to work, I'm calling the African Committee. Like, hey, call me back. It's Tom Farrell. Like, I need to know what's wrong. They finally answer at like 9:30. I'm like, yo, just checking. Is my wife all right? Is she healthy? Like, yes, don't worry. That's what we normally do. But this is a grant from Sandy that we're helping displaced immigrants that were affected during the storm. So some like grant shit. I'm like, hey, ask her to call me. She's like, I don't know if that's a good idea. I'm like, just fucking tell her to call me. She called me. She had this like broken English, like almost like Melania Trump, whatever that bitch's name is. Like, it's something hot about it, that broken English. And like, it was getting better. She was trying. It was just, it's real hot, you know? And then I was like, hey, listen. It just came to me on the spot. I'm like, yo, listen, let's go along with this. I was still gambling. I still needed the back end of that money. I was like, hey, we're supposed to have memories, all this stuff. Sandy came, destroyed that place. We had to throw all the memories away. And, you know, then after we got displaced, the marriage fell apart. And she's like, oh, it's a great idea, Tom, but, you know, fucking, I moved on, blah, blah, blah. I was like, I want to tap it one more time and get some money. Because she was hot, man. But it didn't work out. I got divorced. But that's my marriage story. I shout out to Ryan and Kelly. Awesome fucking wedding. Little T. And it's sometimes you have to get married for money. You know, it just happens. You know, life throws you a curveball, man. What the hell was I gonna say? Speaking of marriage and life and fucking and like it's something I was thinking about recently about how we're all animals. You know what I mean? We're humans, but we're animals. Oh, get some water. Sorry about that. Nice mustache. Getting comments about that. I don't even care. There's like 3 people that bashed it. There's probably like 100 people that gave me compliments. And even if it was tongue in cheek, like, hey, nice mustache, a free bowl of soup or something like that, even if it was that, I'll take it. I'm narcissistic. I'm a fucking comic. I'm looking for fucking love. You know what I mean? Like, not in my personal life. Shout out to Kira. But like, I'm looking for anything. Like, oh man, it looks good on you. Oh, thanks, man. Like, I can go outside, run into someone that hasn't seen me with the mustache. I'm getting a compliment. I feel better. You know what I mean? So if you don't like it, fuck you. I'm getting compliments. I'm gonna keep rolling with it. I was thinking about even shaving the middle, like a reverse Hitler, just to throw people off. Like, oh, is that the Hitler in the middle? Like, no, that's you being racist. You see Hitler because you think Hitler, not me. This is a new design, man. But let's say you had sex as a guy, you know, and like I said, we're animals. You run to the store. It was a afternoon delight. The girl leaves. Now you got to go shopping at Stop and Shop, and like you run into an old friend, an ex, whatever it is. The pheromones that's on your dick from being inside a girl, I think other girls smell it in our animal instincts, because I feel when you have that pheromone, that pussy juice, the swagger of coming, the whole combination, the girls can pick up on it. They smell it. It's in the air. It's on your dick. It's the animal instincts. They can smell the pheromones. And then there they want to fight for your cock for in fertilization. If that makes any sense, you know what I mean? Like they smell it and they want you more, even though now you have a dirty dick. They don't know why they want to fuck you at that moment. They just know that there's something that's tricking their brain, the pheromones. Like, oh, this guy, he's able of coming. I can smell it. I can smell the combination of pussy juice and his dick. Like this might be a good guy to fuck, and that's what the pheromones release and trick into your brain. I was thinking about that. I was actually talking about that with someone recently. It's not scientific like theory yet, but I really believe deep, like it goes back to like tribal shit, stuff inside that's instilled in our body, like when you start gardening and shit. Like, oh, this is what we used to do back in the day, hunting. You know what I mean? Pheromones of smelling that dick. The caveman has a little loincloth and the other bitch smells it. You know what I mean? After hunting and gathering. And like they want more, oh, we got to reproduce. They smell it. They smell the sex. I don't know. I really truly believe that, because like if you go around with a dirty dick, a pussy just starts throwing itself at you. It's very strange. Very strange. One more thing before we get to the big tits, big picks of the week. Like I said, there's always a selfish attempt of me talking. I just wanted to get up here, give my picks, get downstairs, and see what action I have still left after this first half bet that I fired away. But I've been seeing this fucking crackhead bitch in my neighborhood that she used to be cool, but she's a fucking crackhead now. And more I keep seeing her. Like I see her in random spots, and like half hooding it, like walking by someone's house, like she must buy drugs from there or something, or didn't want to be seen walking down this certain block. But I'm just passing by randomly. I seen her like 10 times in the last week. Like someone must be selling some sort of heroin or pills around here, because I know that's what she was into. But she was into other shit also. When I used to work for UPS, there's like these tote bins that for like small pieces, but drivers would put them behind the back of the door where they would keep a rain jacket, maybe info notices, supplies, and it would just be people's personal shit. And I remember I was a cover driver. I always bounced around, and I was on the phone. I was going through this guy's stuff who I just helped move a month earlier. Like I was living on my aunt's couch. Someone asked me to move or do something. I'm like, hey, whatever you need me to do. I just need to get out. I wasn't allowed at my mom's. I couldn't see my friends, so I just needed to get out. I always volunteered. I just helped this guy move like a month earlier. And I was on the phone with someone at the time, and I was just going through the back of the truck, and I opened this like little like Penthouse Forum type book. And I was like, I'm open in the middle. I just opened and I start reading it. It's like, as my aunt grabs the shaft of my cock. I'm like, what the fuck? And like I'm on the phone talking, so I'm like half reading, half listening. I go to the front of the book. It said Family Affair or something like that. It was like a sex book about like your family and incest. It was the weirdest shit. I just helped this guy move a month earlier. You know what I mean? And I met his wife and 2 daughters. I'm like, why would he be reading this shit? But whatever, man. I'm like, I got an ottoman at home now. This is good coffee table fodder. I'm taking this shit. You can say, hey, have you seen my incense books? Like, no, I haven't, you dirtbag. But I took them. I always had after hours. I don't care if I had lived in a closet, like a studio or a broom closet. Like I would always just have people back. I didn't give a fuck. And I had this crackhead there with some other people, and it was out. And she was obsessed with this incense book. Like she kept reading it and like kept grabbing it. Long story short, the stupid crackhead stole it. Like stole my incest book. Incest book, not insects. She stole my incest book. I run into her like a week later, and I'm like, yo, what's going on? That was a wild night the other night. We got fucked up. She's like, yeah, I went home. I had that book. I pass out. My parents go do my shit because I'm a drug addict. And the fucking dad found the incest book, Family Affair, in her bag. And she went to rehab. This bitch was, she was like, her parents know she was a fucking drug addict. So they went through her shit when she's sleeping. So no, not only is your daughter a drug addict, and you know she's a drug addict because she had to drive her to rehab multiple times, now she thinks she wants to fuck your brother or your uncle, her uncle. Like imagine, like as a parent, there's probably so much disappointment finding this incest book in this girl's bag, and it always makes me happy every time I see it. But now I keep seeing her more and more in the neighborhood, and she's back on the shit. I wonder if she's fucking banging a cousin yet or not. Fucking incest book. But listen, I'm looking at the time. The games are starting downstairs, so I gotta get downstairs. But listen, we're 0-2 for the year. We're down 2,000. Some people panic. I don't. Last week, we had the Chargers. They lost. and eventually the Ravens lost, but that was the hedge bet. You know what I mean? Like the parlay would have still been alive. I would put another 1,000 on the Ravens that won. Would have guaranteed ourselves either 1,600 or 4,000 or I forget or 3,000. That's what the hedge is about. But the Chargers lost to the Cowboys, even though I had the over in that game. Also didn't hit that either. So we're down 2,000 for the year. I'm very optimistic because that play should have hit. We should have hit. The Chargers should have hit. We could have hedged. We would have guaranteed ourselves money. But I'm going a little vanilla this week. It's tough because there's so many 7.5 point favorites, and I'm looking at where the money's at. The money's on the favorites, and in gambling, you go against the masses. So if everyone's on one thing, you go the opposite, and there's a good chance you're gonna win. I was doing that at the end of the NBA season, just playing the odds on the over under, and just it was hitting. So I hate this. I hate that so many of these favorites have, but no, it's not guaranteed. So I'm going 5 teams: Browns, Ravens, Cards, Chiefs, money lines, and I'm going with my G-men, my boy Hendry. Happy birthday! They're all at the stadium, and I just feel that look. I'm going with the G-men. I feel like getting disrespected at home with the Falcons. All the money's on them. Browns against the Bears, Ravens against the Lions, Cards against the Jags. All shitty teams. They should beat the shit of them. The Chiefs against a really good Chargers team, but I think the Chiefs are a little better. And I think the G-men just not getting any love. They should have beat the good Redskins team last week. And I think that all the money's on the Falcons. So just by chance, and my boy Hendry and a bunch of people are at the game. And listen, thank God I don't drink anymore. I'd go to the Giant game, pre-game and drinking, still drinking from the night before. And these cocksuckers have the audacity to stop serving drinks at halftime. Baseball at 7th inning? Yo, fuck you. Fuck you. Who are you to help me stop eating? How about that? How about that? You know, I have a designated driver. I don't have a designated dietitian. You know, a dietitian or whatever the fuck their name is. You know what I mean? Like, I paid for a bus. Why serve beer to the end and set up cop checkpoints and fucking DUI everyone that want to drink irresponsibly? You know what I mean? Fuck that shit. But, I hope they're at the game. Hope they win. And I had a couple other things. Support algorithm. About the comedy thing also from earlier. I used to go to this place called the Creek in the Cave, and just I don't know. People always defend comics like, oh, they're anxiety-ridden people, not confident. But like, I come in and like I was a little bit like I felt like an outcast a little, and some people show me some love, and I love them back. But a lot of people, it was cliquey, trying to hate on me, and I'm new to this shit, but I don't give a fuck. I know what funny is. And so many of these cocksuckers during the pandemic had to move back to their one stoplight town, and like their little cliques crumbling, and they're fucking, hey, maybe should I come back to New York? No, have fun in Tampa, you fucking loser. You know what I mean? Like, and it just makes me so happy that their life sucks. You know what I mean? Like, just be cool with people. That's what's wrong with the world. No matter the color, the size, the this, the that, just be cool, man. Now look at you. Your little click's over. You know what I mean? You're in fucking shitville. Fucking miserable. I'm in a fucking penthouse. I'm about to go to a fucking open mic after these fucking games and burn it to the ground. Listen, I know it felt like a little anger, but I'm just happy to be here, man. I really am. I appreciate all the support. And just the wedding made me think about my wedding, and running into that crackhead made me think about that fucking incest story, that stupid bitch. But listen, there's been another episode of the Big T Show, a selfish act of me talking for, how long did we talk today? 33 minutes, about average of me ranting and raving and just giving my picks out. And hopefully we win. Oh, shoot, the parlay pays. No, that's a big part of it, because if the parlay hits, hold on. 1,000 pays 35.73. So we could be up 1,700 at the end of the week, or we could be down 3,000. But I'm going to keep plugging away. At the end of the year, we're going to be up money, because I'm going to hit a huge parlay for us. Watch. Stay tuned. I'm telling you. Listen, it's been another episode of the Big T Show. Remember, be the person you are when you're high. See you next week. Later.